Hey, True Believers, England Teen here with another top 10 comic books sold to readers. Now, Comic Around Great List is a once-a-month list that tells you what the comic shops are ordering. This is telling you what the comic book buyers are walking out of those shops with, preferably after paying. After this, we're going to go on over to Comixology, the world's largest digital comic book shop, and find out who wins the digital week. Is it Marvel? Is it DC? Maybe sometimes independents make a show for it, and we'll find out about that. Now, this is from Bleeding Cool, so take it with a grain of salt. These are the shops that have participated in this particular list, so by all means, if you're in their area, stop by, say hi, maybe buy something, and don't forget to support your local comic book shop. Now, without all of that aside, let's get this party started. Starting off the countdown at number 10 is the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, The Tempest, number 6. Coming in at number 9 is Daredevil, number 8. In the number 8 spot is Loki, number 1. At number 7 is The Immortal Hulk, number 21. Coming in at number 6 is Jimmy Olsen, number 1. In the number 5 spot is The Uncanny X-Men, number 22. At number 4, we have Spider-Man Life Story, number 5, the 2000s. At number 3 is Silver Surfer Black, number 2. Coming in at the runner-up spot at number 2 is Justice League, number 28. And in the number 1 spot is Batman, number 75, kicking off the City of Bane storyline. Holy Toledo, my DC Comics took another beating. Granted, they have the top 2 spots, Batman at number 1, Justice League at number 2, but then they gave up the rest of the top 5 to Silver Surfer Black, Spider-Man Life Story, and Uncanny X-Men. Jimmy Olsen tried to put up a fight, but Immortal Hulk, Loki, and Daredevil said, nah, it ain't going. And we did have League of Extraordinary Gentlemen make it in there for the independent comics, shutting out any kind of showing for DC that they might actually be putting up a fight. Oh, what a blow for a DC Comics fan. Anyway, that's what I've got to say about the countdown. We're going to go see what the shops have to say about the countdown, and then over to Comixology to talk about who wins the digital week. So far, Marvel's winning with the floppies. Does anyone remember a week without a Batman book? FFF sure doesn't. Another week and another Bat book at the top of our weekly bestseller list. Our surprise number 2 bestseller is actually the first issue of Loki. Hot off the heels of Marvel's okayest event in the last 10 years, the Trickster God had a great first week with his new title. We'll see if it can hold the numbers. Even with Batman topping the lists this week, definitely went to Marvel, with the House of Ideas taking 6 spots total in our top 10. Silver Surfer Black and the Spider-Man Life Story are both doing well for the minis, and Immortal Hulk always seems to find a spot somewhere on our top 10, so it turns out Mac Fraction is alive, which is good, and as Jimmy Olsen made it to the top 5 in our top 10, I imagine it'll keep about the same sales as long as it keeps coming out. Event Leviathan and Amazing Spider-Man are enjoying successful subsequent weeks, taking the number 8 and 9 spots respectively. Glad to see it. Glad to see that Jimmy Olsen is doing so well. I have to admit, I had a lot of fun with that book. I was surprised at how much fun I had with that book after the train wreck that was Lois Lane. Slow week for books, but it's not too surprising considering 4 Batman books came out last week and everything else comes out next week. I've got the feeling a lot of folks are biding their time for Batman Curse of the White Knight and House of X releases. The Jimmy Olsen book did a lot better than we expected. I reckon people are excited for Matt Fraction more than anything. Notably absent from this week's bestseller was Immortal Hulk, which has by this point lost most of its speculator heat and is tapering off rapidly in sales overall. Spider-Man Life Story continues to gain traction with every new issue, though, which is nice to see. I have been hearing that speculation has been dropping off on Immortal Hulk, but seriously, it is in the top 10, and very often, so somebody is actually buying to read this book. This week brings us pretty standard-looking sales numbers. Batman 75 is a milestone issue, but Batman would almost certainly be the top spot this week regardless. Other strong performers include reliables like Justice League and Uncanny X-Men, as well as the cosmic psychedelia of the Silver Surfer Black miniseries. Middle of the list is Immortal Hulk and Spider-Man Life Story, continuing to generate commanding sales, as well as the first issue of the new Loki ongoing. Towards the bottom, we have the latest entrant in Marvel's Facsimile Edition line with the Giant Size X-Men number 1. Okay, I gotta be honest, I haven't bought any of these Facsimile editions. Just haven't been interested. I have reprints or the actual copies of a lot of these books, so I don't know. Is there really a reason to get these? If you've been buying them, by all means, let me know what the appeal is, and yeah, I would love to hear it. DC took first place in our shop this week with Batman number 75, but only one other DC title, Justice League, placed in the top 10. Otherwise, it was 7 Marvels and 1 Titan title, Blade Runner 2019. Excuse me. And if Dan Didio has been concerned about the Marvel Facsimile editions outselling most new DC titles, he should be doubly worried now. Our 11th place title was Giant Size X-Men number 1 Facsimile edition. And our 12th place title was Vampirella number 1 Facsimile edition. So reprints of 45 and 50-year-old comic books outsold almost every brand new DC title this week. Perhaps it's time to buy all of DC's creators copies of these Facsimile editions so that they can see what they should be doing. May I point out, then, that there are only 10 books, either Marvel, DC, or otherwise, that outsold Giant Size X-Men number 1. Just saying. So I think both Marvel and DC need to take a look and see what's actually worth it, what they should be doing. Or, I know, what we've been telling them all along, forever and ever. But that would be crazy talk. To actually listen to fans? Oh my gosh, but they're racist and they're Nazis, and what are they going to do? Anyway, guys, that's what the comic book shops are saying. Now we're going to go on over to Comixology, the world's largest digital comic shop, and find out who wins the week. Is it Marvel or DC in the digital arena? At number 10, we have Silver Surfer Black, number 2. At number 9, we have Loki, number 1. Coming in at number 8 is Age of X-Men Omega, number 1. In the number 7 spot is Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, number 1. Coming in at number 6 is Daredevil, number 8. In the 5 slot is Spider-Man Life Story, number 5, the 2000s. At number 4, we have The Immortal Hulk, number 21. In the number 3 slot is Uncanny X-Men, number 22. At number 2, we have The Justice League, number 28. And coming in at number 1, Batman number 75, The City of Bane, Part 1. So there you go, gang. It's basically the same thing. We've got a complete win by Marvel. No independent comic book to stop them from getting that 7-3. Jimmy Olsen once again at the bottom of the top 10. 1 and 2 owned by DC, but the rest of it is all Marvel, man. All Marvel. And it doesn't bode well. I usually expand this out to 20, and I'm going to today. And you know what I always say. That back 10 belongs to Marvel. So this looks to be a slaughter. Coming in at number 11, we have Star Wars Dr. Opera, number 34. It's now 8-3, Marvel's favor. At number 12, we have Nightwing number 62, so it's now 8-4, Marvel's favor. Coming in at number 13 is Aquaman, number 50. It's now 8-5, Marvel's favor. Dolly Parton must like Captain Marvel at number 14 because it just made the score 9-5. At number 15, we have Teen Titans number 32. The score is now 9-6, still Marvel's favor. At number 16, we have an independent comic upset, Blade Runner 2019, number 1. Number 17 brings the win for Marvel at Superior Spider-Man, number 9. At number 18, we have X-Force number 10. The score is now 11-6, Marvel's favor. At number 19, we have Star Wars TIE Fighter number 4. It's now 12-6 in Marvel's favor. And finishing out the countdown at number 20 is a book everybody should be reading. It's Invaders, number 7. It is 13-6, Marvel's favor, the final score. Oh, well, as a DC fan, you win some, you lose some. I would just like DC to have one of these big-ass wins. Usually when DC wins, it's like by 1 or 2 or something like this. This is 13-6. That's a slaughter. I knew it was going to happen. I said it at the beginning of the back 10. But dang. That's pretty bad. But DC does own positions 1 and 2 with Justice League and Batman. Got to give them that much. That's the silver lining around this particular dark cloud. Unless, of course, you're a Marvel fan, and then congratulations you and your team. But that's just me and what I have to say about this particular countdown. What about you? What was very high in the list? You're like, oh, no, people are buying that. What's low on the list? Where you're like, oh, man, people should be buying more of this. Did you notice that Vampirella was in neither one of these lists? That is what surprised me, because there was a huge lead up for Vampirella. I really did think it would make it. Blade Runner, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, that wasn't on people's radar, at least not in the news and everything. Anyway, let me know what you were thinking, what you think about it in the comments below. Don't forget to click like and share, subscribe. More importantly, make sure your notifications are on for YouTube and ring that bell, because that's what YouTube really cares about. Also, if you don't mind helping out the channel, go on over to Ko-Fi or to Patreon, drop $1 in the till, and if you want, you can commission a video. Hey, look, here's Bad Comic Beatdown, and really that bad. Just go on over, give the donation and choose what category you want and what team, what comic book story, what list. It's all up to you. You can control this channel, and I'm going to be doing a lot of these commission videos this week so you can see what other people are doing. Some have challenged me. Like I said, I've got a couple of French comic books coming up now, or at least European. So by all means, it's up to you. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So go on over and do that. And I'd like to thank everybody who already has done that. And to everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.